most stubborn people will succeed. And I say that confidently. Stubbornness can a lot of times be looked at as a flaw, but it's not always a flaw. Stubbornness can end up being the one thing that helps your success, and I'm here to explain why. If you're listening to this podcast, you are someone who is motivated, who is determined to make their dreams into a reality. With that, you've probably researched other people who are or have been successful in the areas that you want to do. When I first started this podcast, I definitely started to research and try to find other people and other creators and creatives that were on the same path similar to mine, because I wanted to learn what they were doing and how I could do what they were doing to also become successful. What I realized is that once the glitz and glamour of inspiration and motivation kind of fall flat, the only thing you have left is your determination and your stubbornness to make your dreams become a reality. The more people that I sought out to see and try and learn from them, the more I realized that those people, despite having a very intense and very passionate and almost like unescapable want for their dreams and goals, they were also people that were very, very stubborn and that were not going to give up despite whatever challenges, despite whatever setbacks, to create what they envisioned their life becoming and to turn into reality that crazy dream or goal that they were after. A prime example that I actually learned about maybe like a year ago. So the creator of Squid Games, his name is Hwang, learned about, we've all seen the Netflix show. It was one of Netflix's most popular shows in the history of time. The creator Hwang literally was super, super financially broke. I think he had to end up like selling the very laptop that he used to write the story just to support himself. And it took him a total of about 10 years of back-to-back rejections for Netflix to finally pick up the story he had written and want to create a show around it. So it took the writer 10 years of back-to-back constant rejections for somebody, and obviously not just somebody, but Netflix, to finally pick up a show and want to write a story and produce a show around it. Imagine 10 years in the making, this script, and it ends up being Netflix's most popular show to date. That's absolutely incredible. And I am sure that him as a writer, he had gone through financial troubles, he had gone through crises. And after 10 years, he finally saw his vision and his creation come to life. And it ended up being probably way more successful than he ever envisioned. But what's crazy is that most people would not even get to year 5 before giving up. And that is an example of how intense stubbornness, intense determination was the driving force behind what allowed this creator's story to come to life and for his dreams to come true. And another example that I recently came across was the creator of the Hinge app. He was a college student at the time, and he ended up creating this app that went through several renditions and went through several failures before it became the app that we know and use today. Hinge is a huge success, and it's a direct competitor of apps like Tinder. Hinge definitely, just like Tinder, revolutionized the dating app and the dating experience. Dating used to be like this taboo thing. Only like weird people would end up using those apps, right? It was known for the lonely people. And the creator of Hinge revolutionized the stigma around online dating and created this whole phenomenon, but it didn't happen overnight. And I think for anybody that is currently chasing a crazy goal, is doing something maybe unordinary, or taking a risk on themselves, it is hard to envision what life is going to look like once you are successful, because you're in the thick of it. You're in the grittiness of it. You're in the hard work of it all. And it's hard to envision what success looks like. And so it's very easy with setbacks, with rejections, to give up on what you're working on. And what I've seen and what I've learned from successful people is that stubbornness and that determination is the characteristic that allows those people to become successful. I want you to ask yourself, what is setting you back? What is stopping you from getting up every single morning and working on your project and working on your dreams? After inspiration dissipates, you need to rely on that determination and that stubbornness. I used to be the person that would always say, like, oh, I'm just like not feeling inspired today. I'm just like not feeling motivated. That is an excuse. Despite having a lack of motivation, despite having a lack of inspiration, rely on that stubbornness and that determination and keep going and to keep working on your dreams and keep working on making them a reality despite any setbacks. You don't know when it's going to be your moment. The worst thing we can do is to just stop what we're doing. You need to always be moving. You need to always be pushing. When you give up, that's when you truly fail. Another thing is, people overcome and do impossible things every single day. So why can't you? The only thing that's setting you back from accomplishing those dreams and those crazy things is not being consistent, not being determined enough, and not being stubborn enough to not give up. And just like the creator of Squid Games, who it took him 10 years to see his dream come to reality, I'd ask yourself, like, how long are you willing to wait until you create your dreams? How long would you bet on yourself before you give up? And for me, the answer is as long as it takes, right? Because let's say that you're 5 years into a project, into a dream, and you give up maybe to pursue something else or to pursue something safer. You're always going to regret and like look back and ask yourself, like, oh, what if I would have given it one more year? Or 2 more years, or 3 more years. Like, you never know when success is right around the corner. You never know when it's going to be you. So, what's the alternative? Keep pushing and one day realizing those dreams, or give up and always regret, what if I would have pushed a little bit harder? Once you quit your passion project or that hobby that you're looking for, that's when you're actually failing. Quitting your hobby or your passion project, that's when you truly fail, giving up. Because, for example, for me, like with this podcast, every single day, every single time I commit to putting out an episode, every single time I commit to celebrating it and trying to spread this platform to other people, trying to inspire them, every day that I work towards my goal, it's one step closer. And I know sometimes when we don't get like immediate success or we don't get immediately something back, we're like, kind of like chasing that dopamine hit all the time. And when we don't get it, it becomes difficult and it becomes challenging and it becomes hard. But like the things that are worthwhile to have are difficult, are hard. And I know that we see stories of people that like, oh, it just happened to me. But it's like, don't think that you're going to be that 1 in a million person that's going to like win the lottery and that your life problems are going to just resolve themselves. Most people have to work hard. And when you realize, like, I'm here to work hard, I'm here to put in the freaking effort, I'm here to be determined, and I'm going to be consistent despite whatever challenges, whatever setback, whatever's holding me back. Like, at the end of the day, the only person that's responsible for not achieving what they want is you. And you cannot blame anything else on anybody. It is up to you. You have to take control of what you can do every single day to get you closer. And that stubbornness, that determination, that consistency, that is what is going to carry you over the line to success. I truly believe that we really only fail when we give up. And trust me, no one that is listening to this podcast, a self-pitying person. If you're a woman that's a part of your vibe tribe, you are a badass woman, you are a hard worker, and you are determined to make it happen. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I want to leave you with 3 things that you can start doing today to become more determined, to become more consistent, and to become more stubborn. to being the successful person that you know that you can be. One, I want you to isolate when you are feeling like you have that lack of determination, whenever you feel uninspired or unmotivated, whenever you've hit like that discouraged, all or nothing mindset, like I'm either successful or I do nothing. When you're in that space, I want you to isolate when that happens. I want you to be present and actively acknowledge when you're in that space. When that happens, I want you to make an active attempt to reconstruct and rework those negative thoughts. It's not all or nothing, okay? You can do one small thing a day to get you closer to that goal. Just because you put out an episode, maybe you made a video, maybe you studied today and it just like didn't click, it's not all or nothing. You're not a failure just because that today was unsuccessful, quote unquote. It was a successful day. Even if you didn't get an immediate reward or an immediate return of something, it does not mean that you are still not one step closer to that goal that you're chasing. So I want you to focus on eliminating that all or nothing mindset and realize that despite not having an immediate return of your effort, you are still successful and you are still in the right road to success. If you can start changing those negative thoughts and reworking that all or nothing mindset, it'll give you healthier thoughts and a healthier mindset to give you almost a more middle ground perspective. That way you remain logical and consistent versus emotionally fired up and only relying on that inspiration and that motivation to kick in, which definitely deters anyone from reaching their goals. So being in that middle ground, logical, consistent, determined mindset, that's going to help you stick and accomplish your goals. Two, I want you to create a clear and exciting vision of what your success looks like. Even though we're not looking for that constant hit of dopamine, you kind of almost want to like trick your brain that it is happening even though it isn't. You want to basically make your dreams exciting. I mean, they are supposed to be exciting. Your dreams should excite you. They should get you going. They should rev you up. It should be what you think about every single day. So if you're not already doing that, you need to start. Get clear and get very clear on what your goals look like when they're going to come true. For me, it's having a vision board. Every time I do my makeup, my vision board is right on top of my vanity. I look at it every single day. And it is a constant reminder of what my life is going to look like when I get to where I want to be. And I know it's not a one-stop shop destination. It is a journey, committed, and I'm invested in it, but I get excited about it and I get clear on that vision because that is what keeps me going every single day. Three, I want you to start breaking your very large, grandiose goals into small, micro goals that you can aim for every day. I'm going to use the example of the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China was not built in one day. It took millions of bricks. That wall was built brick by brick. Okay, so you have to envision your goals and your things that you do. It's a giant dream, but it is made up of all of these small little components. And when you break it down into small little chunks, it's so much more digestible. And then it doesn't feel like this overwhelming thing that you're going after. It feels a lot more tangible, like something that you can actually reach. And then when you do end up getting these little micro wins, these micro goals, you keep feeling motivated, you keep feeling confident, and that will add to the energy and the excitement you feel to wake up the next day and do it all over again. And trust me, by doing this, you are going to be a more stubborn but more successful person. And I'm so excited for all of you to start implementing these tips into your life because at the end of the day, we have one life to live. And if we are not putting everything we have into living an amazing, fulfilling, and intentional life, what is the point? Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I wanted to remind you guys, make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you love it. Would love to see your comments on here. And if there's anything that you're interested in learning more about or you need advice on, make sure to comment below. I'm here for you guys. As always, if you do anything, do it with love, passion, and conviction. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.